Morning everybody, Spud here again. Today we're doing something a little different. This is an electric Yamaha golf cart and it has lead acid batteries, and we're going to take it to the 21st century and we're going to go lithium. So with lithium batteries we're going to have several benefits. One being a lot less weight, probably about half of the weight that we would with our lead acid batteries. We're going to have way more room for storage, and the maintenance is by far a lot less. With lead acid batteries, you've got to keep maintaining the battery, the water level in the battery. You got to keep topping off every individual battery. And with let's see, what this one have, 6, 8, 48 volts. With this one with 6 batteries, it takes a long time unless you buy the kit with tubes to every individual cell to keep water in the cells. It takes some time to keep them maintained. Most people don't think about that, but if you don't do it, your batteries won't last very long. With lithium, you don't have to worry about filling those batteries with water often. You don't have to worry about all that extra weight. And a lot of times your duration in between charges is quite different. You get more time out of a lithium battery for the most part, depending on what amp hour you choose for a battery. Today what we're going to use is called a Power Queen battery. And we've used Power Queen batteries in, oh man, we just did a boat here a little bit ago. I didn't have time to show you guys that one. That was a 100 amp hour battery. And what's neat about that style of battery and this one, they have a battery monitoring system, so you can download an app on your phone. You can actually see how much charging time you have left, how much power is left in the battery, or as you're using it, how fast you're discharging it, so you can kind of figure out, okay, well, at this speed or at this pace, it tells you about how much longer, how long it will last at that discharge cycle. That's pretty neat. So we did that with a boat here a couple weeks ago. I wish I could show you that setup, but I'm sure we'll be doing more, so we'll get to that. But the link in the description is going to bring you to that website to show you that 100 amp hour battery for a boat. What we did was we run all his electronics off of that one, but that'll be another video at a different time. But on this one today, so instead of having all 6 of those extra batteries in that battery compartment and adding them together in series makes your 48 volts. This one, now that we've got it in there, we had to do a little bit of modifying, so I'll show you that. What we did is we shimmed up the bottom of the battery box, so that way if we do want to go back to lead acid batteries, the construction of the box is still there. And then we put a board next to it so we can lock that battery in place, and then we ran straps around it to hold it in there. Yeah, it's not factory, but with what we did in there, that holds the battery in there good and tight, and it's going to stay just fine. So let's get into what we did there. Here's a few clips on what we had to do. Okay, so we got the old batteries out, and now if you can see that ridge that's in there, obviously we can't set the whole battery on top of that. So we fashioned couple of boards, and then we used our handy dandy Milwaukee tool to take the top of that ridge down. So now we have a nice smooth mounting surface for our lithium battery. So with all this extra space in here, you've got plenty of room to stash other things. And the best thing about lithium too is not only are they lightweight, but they're not messy. So when you charge and discharge, you don't have all that grime that's around the posts, because the batteries aren't constantly venting when they're charging and discharging. So this is much cleaner, much neater. Is it a perfect, absolute OEM replacement? Not exactly. Like I said, we had to do a little bit of modifying. We've got our spacers underneath to bring it up, and then we leveled this off like I showed you, and then we've also got our shim board in here just cut so it fits in this battery box nice and snug, so that'll hold it in place. And then we've also got a couple of straps, which are, you know, not cute, but they do the job that they need to. Okay, so you're thinking, Spud, what am I looking at? Well, what this is, this big one in the back here, this is the old charger and the charging port. This fit, you know, nice and flush once you put it together. But this charger was designed just for that, to charge lead acid batteries. So we had to remove the charger and the port. And this is definitely bigger, bulkier, a little bit heavier, wider. So we went from that to the lithium battery charger that comes with the kit from Power Clean. It's a lot smaller, lighter, and as far as hooking it up goes, you know, there's different ways you could do this. We chose to stick this out because when you thread these together, it's nice to be able to put your hands, you just pull the safety caps off here, keep the dust out. It's nice to be able to hold it to line everything up. And then you can thread them together, plug it into the wall, and you're good to go. I like having that stick out a little bit, like I said, just so you can hold those pieces, because if you put it in there flush, you'd have to lift the seat up in order to do that. And well, it may not look quite as nice, but it's a little bit more convenient this way. So customer can choose. If they want to do it a little bit different, they sure can. But that's just something that's different. One other thing that you're going to want to consider if you're going to switch your electric golf cart to lithium batteries is how does it power your 12-volt system. So 12-volt system is going to run if you got turn signals or a horn, lights, and most of them have an onboard converter to go from 48 volts down to 12 volts. So if that's the case, then you won't have to worry about that. But it's another thing to check on. And also, sometimes you have battery compartments that have some batteries here and some batteries over here. So you're going to want to do a little investigating before you go ahead and buy the kit to swap out your batteries. But those are just some things to consider. So I know you're thinking too, well, Spud, this says it's 52.1 volts. That's more than 48. Yeah, when you're fully charged, you're going to be probably above 52 volts. And when you're all the way discharged, you're still going to be down in that 48 volts, and that's what your motor is designed to run. So your fully charged voltage is a little bit higher than your voltage that your motors are made to run on. Because if you're running less voltage, the performance isn't quite there, and it's not going to work the same. So that's why when you look at the kit, you go on the website, follow the link in the description, you're going to find that, well, I got a 48 volt golf cart. How come it says it's 52? Is it 50? Yeah, 51.2 volts. That's why. So if you are curious about it and you're questioning whether I'm telling you the right thing, go to their website, punch in what you got there, you know, what you're looking for, and they'll bring you to this kit. So they have the battery and the charger. You can buy that all together. If you want to buy a separate battery monitor system, you can do that too. One thing I would point out is you're going to want to figure out where, if you have enough space to put it somewhere. Where here, the dash is kind of round. I'm not saying it's not doable, but to make it look clean and neat, we chose not to do that with this one. For one, you can open your phone up and open your app, and it tells you exactly what that monitor is going to tell you, and it's quick and convenient that way. And also, we got a voltmeter that worked with your old battery setup, works the same with the new one. Okay, so let's wrap up the big takeaways from this one. You're going to have less maintenance, and it's a lot cleaner, so you're not trying to pour water in all the time. You don't have all the vents on those batteries. You're breathing in and out every time they're trying to charge and discharge. They breathe, and it gets messy. So it's cleaner, less maintenance. There's way more room for storage under there. If you want to put a bag of tools or whatever you want, you could leave your charger in there and nobody's going to see it. You can still have room for your charger and a cooler or a little bag or whatever you want to do. Lots of room. A lot less weight. And that's, I would say, at least 150 pounds, depending on how many batteries your setup has. Big difference. And the batteries, the lithiums, are meant to last like twice as long as the lead acid batteries. So that helps outweigh that con of, yeah, lithium's a little more expensive. But that's why I invite you to check out Power Clean's website, and the link in the description. Take a look at what they've got. The prices are pretty reasonable. They've got deals on there. If you use my link, that helps me out. I sure appreciate that. But for now, I got more work to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.